dedication. For the pattern breakers, the bold feelers, the ones who sense their own signal. For the quiet souls, still waiting for permission, the tired rebels, and new architects who build futures from refusal. You are the ones the world will either follow or whisper about. This book is your anthem. Before you begin, the book you're holding is not a typical pep talk. It's a guide back to yourself, your own signal, your original source. If you're tired of living in someone else's cycle of panic and ready for more. More steadiness, more humor, more, how did I ever think I wasn't enough? This book is your permission slip. Read slowly, laugh often, reread when the world gets loud. Forward, the quiet rebellion. We weren't made for this. Dopamine panic, scroll wars, permanent surveillance, and a culture where performance is mistaken for proof of being alive. When panic is sold as duty and drama as engagement, refusing to rush, refusing to bow to the manufactured noise, becomes an act of rebellion. This book does not ask you to believe harder, hustle bigger, or fake gratitude in the trenches. It asks you to stop, to listen, to remember what silence and humor sound like when nobody is watching, and to plug back into the quiet confidence you were born to trust. The old story is not the only way. Chapter 1. Fear, the oldest religion. Every morning we make tiny offerings, refreshing the inbox, doom scrolling before our feet hit the floor, checking the locks, scheduling more than we need, chasing little badges of still surviving in a world obsessed with threats. Fear has charisma. It unites tribes, drives news, justifies bad bosses and questionable Thanksgiving dinners. But here's the joke. It's a false god and a lazy leader. Most of us fear the devil, circumstance, criticism, the unknown, more than we respect the creator of the entire experience. Story break. My aunt used to tape faith quotes to her mirror, then spend the day worrying about her boss, her investments, and whether the neighbor's dog had evil intentions. Turns out, fear and faith can't both run the show. Only one gets to decide the direction of your day. Every ritual we keep out of tradition is another brick in fear's cathedral. What if you worshipped the brilliance behind the sun and not the shadow behind the fence? Chapter 1. Fear, the oldest religion. Every morning we make tiny offerings, refreshing the inbox, doom scrolling before our feet hit the floor, checking the locks, scheduling more than we need, chasing little badges of still surviving in a world obsessed with threats. Fear has charisma. It unites tribes, drives news, justifies bad bosses and questionable Thanksgiving dinners. But here's the joke. It's a false god and a lazy leader. Most of us fear the devil, circumstance, criticism, the unknown, more than we respect the creator of the entire experience. Story break. My aunt used to tape faith quotes to her mirror, then spend the day worrying about her boss, her investments, and whether the neighbor's dog had evil intentions. Turns out, fear and faith can't both run the show. Only one gets to decide the direction of your day. Every ritual we keep out of tradition is another brick in fear's cathedral. What if you worship the brilliance behind the sun and not the shadow behind the fence? Chapter 2. Panic for profit, the economy of alarm. Your worry is worth real money. That politician campaigns on the apocalyptic other. That coach or guru cashes in on what-ifs, and unless you buy. We are data mined for weakness, then sold defenses against it. Whole industries depend on you mistrusting your own signal. Short story. My friend Lisa bought an $800 emergency wellness pack in 2020. 2 years later, her pandemic bunker is a yoga room. Conclusion? The future is mostly fiction. until you sell belief in yourself. Defiant Source means seeing through the setup. Stop subscribing to trouble you didn't invent. Chapter 3. The Source Code, Remembering the Power That Lasts. Think of your life before anyone taught you to check first, second guess, or rehearse what you say in your own head. That version of you still exists, beneath the scar tissue. Creators tune in, not by chasing new formulas, but by sitting still long enough to remember the original settings. Your power is not earned by proving or posting anything. It's restored by respecting your own root system. Margaret Atwood said, "In the end, we'll all become stories." The best stories start when we unplug from the grid of old fear and plug into the current running under everything, quiet, patient, waiting. Practical. Spend 15 silent minutes outside. Don't fix anything, don't sort your thoughts. Just listen. Most of what you fear will turn out to be background noise. Chapter 4. Drama Detox. Refusing the manufactured rush life is just a competition for the title of most frantic. Everyone is on call, and most family group texts are basically emergency broadcasts in disguise. But drama costs. It wears down your threshold for awe, makes miracles seem suspect, and rewires your brain for speed, not wisdom. Story example, Tuesday. Slept in, missed 8 urgent texts. Went to the park instead. Outcome, more clarity, more creativity, more alive than any meeting ever made me. Detox. Set not right now hours. Play phone hide and seek with your kids or friends. Make someone else the lead character in your story, just for a day. Chapter 5. Confidence as a quiet force. Real confidence will not shout. It's the coworker who solves problems from the background. It's the friend who listens more than laughs. The creative who finds peace while everyone else posts about purpose. Confidence is a muscle, not a megaphone. It survives silence, thrives in doubt, and refuses to depend on applause. Exercise. Next time you're misunderstood, say less. Watch what happens. Inner security will outlast outer chaos. Chapter 6. Mapeless and unstoppable. Outgrowing every script. You do not need another success path. Most maps were drawn by scared people with good intentions who never learned to trust uncertainty. When you destroy the script, you inherit your life back. Humor. Try a yes day. Say yes to things you usually avoid, as long as they don't betray your values. Notice which version of you says no out of habit, the one who trusts or the one afraid. Living mapless is intoxicating. It's also the only way to find upgrades nobody else is willing to discover. Chapter 7. Approval is an epidemic. Start your own fire. Approval is the last addiction most of us admit. At best, it's a compliment lottery. At worst, it's the primary rule book of a rigged game. Try living an entire week doubling down on self-approval. Let your worth become so normal, it doesn't even impress you anymore. Story. When I wore orange shoes to my first job interview, everyone stared. The hiring manager said, "We could use more risk takers." I got the job, and a life lesson. Start the fire, light yourself up, notice who tries to douse you with doubt, then invite them to dinner. Chapter 8. Sacred Defiance. How awe changes. Everything. Awe isn't occasional. It's as steady as your pulse if you let it be. Replace doubt with curiosity. Wonder why, not who to blame. Treat beauty as necessity, not luxury. Run an experiment. Spend a whole day noticing only what makes you gasp, laugh, or pause. See if your stress gets bored. Sacred defiance isn't fighting, it's delighting. Chapter 9. The Big Con. When fear pretends to be wisdom. If it's loud, urgent, and universally accepted, check for roots. Most wisdom and fear's clothing is just crowdthink with a degree. Question what you inherited. Was it built on trust or trauma? Does it expand your world or shrink your sense of possibility? Sometimes real wisdom sounds like heresy. Calm, playful, subversively free. Chapter 10. Defiant Practices for Uncopyable. Calm. Write a reverse to-do list every night, everything you refuse to worry about. Take one unnecessary risk a week. Dance badly, send the email, say the real thing. Build rituals out of joy, replace what if with why not now. Make gratitude hilarious. Thanks for the right size socks, universe. If your ritual can't make you laugh, upgrade it. Chapter 11. Living Above. The noise. Noise loves attention. Panic loves company. But only you get to set your frequency. Practice. Mute 3 things daily: news, naysayers, self-doubt. Replace with a favorite playlist, a walk, a book that makes you rethink everything. As you rise above noise, others will notice your clarity. The brave will follow. Chapter 12. Signs you're plugged in. How to know you're living from source. Boundaries happen without debate. You forget to compare. Winning feels irrelevant. Growth feels inevitable. Your energy attracts, not chases. Real connection outweighs even the best distractions. You're not better than. You're just done competing with shadows. Chapter 13. The inevitable plot twist. Fear shrinks. Source expands. Every panic is just an invitation to pick a new plot twist. When you refuse panic, new storylines appear. Survival becomes adventure. The scary people become characters, not critics. Your source makes stories, never walls. Chapter 14. True Stories of Everyday Mavericks. Nia, who left medicine to teach yoga and started a community center for lost teens. Daniel, who forgave his father's mistakes and rebuilt their friendship over ukulele lessons. A grandmother who ran away with a poetry group at 78 and sends handwritten hope to refugees every year. They don't trend. They transform. Chapter 15. The parable continues. No book can outlive your next decision. Every chapter you write starts when you choose calm over hurry, wild honesty over safe routine, and your own signal over every last echo. You, yes, you, are the parable that outlasts this page. Bonus material. Bonus. The gospel of glorious fails. Celebrate the projects that crashed, the wounds that taught you art, and every brave new mess. Best parties start with, remember that time I? Bonus. The Heretic's Playbook. Break a rule every week. Greet your fear by name. Take yourself out for lunch and tip well. Bonus. Approval-burning rituals. Post something you love that nobody else does. Write yourself a 5-star review. Ignore trends for a month. Bonus. Deep connection as a superpower. Kindness isn't soft. It disrupts and opens. Curate fierce, weird, honest friendships that remind you of home. Bonus. The power of betrayal when loyalty goes wrong. Sometimes breaking the chain is the kindest act. Loyalty should be earned, not owed. 7 hidden gems. Wisdom and intuition 1. Choose awe over urgency. 2. Forget comparison. Trust odd instincts. 3. Stand still till your intuition says move. 4. Humor is purest resilience. 5. Legacy is made of moments, not monuments. 6. Defy for meaning, not rebellion's sake. 7. Forgive yourself. Repeat. 5. Walk out legendary. No swag bag, no exit selfie. The gift is the realization. What you do next is the only permission you'll ever need. You leave. carrying fragments of every word, every vow, every dare and dream like a chain of platinum links. Now the day's yours. Step into your city, your family, your calling, your one wild life, and build new tables, demand new standards, sing new refrains for whoever's hungry enough to show up real. This isn't about nostalgia. It's the future, written in real time, by the ones with the nerve to choose legacy over comfort, again and again. If anyone asks what happened in that room, you just smile and say, "Only the real get in." And tonight, we made ordinary extinct.